Hi, welcome to the Linux channel. So most of you are aware that besides me being enthusiastic in tech or Linux, I'm also uh, very much into spiritualism, not necessarily inclined towards any religion per se, but more towards spiritualism and as well as astrology and things like that. So sometimes it of course happens a situation that I do get mails from strangers about a job and various stuff. Of course I don't consult but I mean I don't consult as a practitioner, but of course I do help as a volunteer and stuff like, because if you consult professionally, then you need to deal the karma and you need to do some necessary remedies and stuff like that. So I just don't want to deal anything like that at this point of time. Perhaps sometime in the future, or maybe I may do it, but I'm not interested at this point of time. So it quite very common that sometimes my students do ask about their career or other issues they are facing, and sometimes even things like marital and other socio-economic issues and things like that. And of course any this thing is quite uh, happens quite on a frequent basis. And besides an astrological point of view, I do give some spiritual point of view and stuff like that. So I do give my best so that they can realize and understand the things. Okay, so today's topic, I thought is to give a sort of point of view how you can see this astrological remedies. Unfortunately, many astrologers, the problem with the astrologers are they, as they consult professionally, I'm not saying they are bad, they are good, but unfortunately they don't uh, you know uh, justify a role of a guru. Okay, so they just they just offer their consultation, and of course they charge you some money, and sometimes even I saw astrologers who tell that you can pay any amount as your convenience. So they don't demand. But on the other side, what happens is they will have limited time, so they just say that due to certain reasons you are undergoing this issue, or you may undergo this issue in the future, and what you can do is you can do these remedies or remedy and to get rid of these issues, or you can also do this remedy to prevent something like this happening. So unfortunately what is happening is this becomes the way, like a doctor offers a consultation. Okay, you have so and so sickness or disease, and so take this prescription drugs, and then possibly it will cure. If it doesn't cure, then you need to go one step further, do some more serious diagnosis, some x-rays, some MRI scan and stuff like that, CAT scan and stuff like that. And in case if it is not a major issue, then it is fine. Then they may prescribe drugs which are more related to that sickness, or if it is something much serious, then they may advise to go for surgery to get rid of that. So similar thing happens over here. So if it is so simple, they may give simple remedies. If it is not, they may do suggest you to do some homa or yajna and stuff like that. So this is how it is actually. So the problem is people do that, and some do that, but they don't know to trust it fully, whether this will solve the issue or not. So they are in this kind of dilemma. And so they just do because their astrologer have mentioned, and he somewhat rightly predicted his current issues and stuff like that. So for that sake, at least they end up doing some remedies. The problem is there are two things which are important when you do a remedy. Is one is the trust. You just trust it that I just do this, and possibly this will solve my thing. You just put a trust. Otherwise it's just It's the same happens with medicine also. You take a medicine, let it be a placebo, it doesn't have any active drug or compound in that drug or the tablet you take, but still you believe that this is going to cure my disease. This belief itself is more than enough to cure your sickness. Same thing happens over here. So it can be a placebo. Do that remedy with some trust, and hopefully it should get solved, because your mind also will condition you. I have done this, now I can overcome this issue what I am facing. This itself is more than enough for you to think and find ways to solve your issues. So this is one aspect to it. The other important aspect to these remedies, unfortunately, many astrologers, this is where they fail to communicate, because they are just doing it professionally. Some do communicate, and you do have various YouTube videos. People do, of course, give their knowledge, but of course, not everyone have time to go through all this stuff, and not everyone is having a strong belief also, because it's just so vast. I mean, the more you explain, the more you explore, the more it gets deeper and deeper. So the second important aspect you should have is, why do you do that remedy? For what reason you are doing? Because this is something, when you have an issue, marital, personal, or it can be monetary issues, it can be any career related issue, health related issue, it is somewhere linked to your karma, and so you are supposed to go through this, and based on your karma is what is your chart is prepared actually. Hence it gets to this stuff. Hence, you do any such remedy, the most important thing is you understand why I am doing this, to which god you are doing that. You can be any religion, okay? It can, you can also find other religious people do their own remedies and stuff like that for any issues they face. So you can be any religion, but you should understand that for what I am doing this, and what is the intention of doing such a remedy to cure or solve this issue, okay? Something like that. So this is something is the most important thing. Hence I'm saying, hence I'm put the title of this video as astrological remedies are nothing but like software bug fixes. And now comes to the context of software bug fixing. So if you are a guy who works in IT, who are aware of coding and doing stuff in the software, we do often an approach towards bug fixing. Number one is to completely ignore that bug and bury it. And number two, if it is so serious and if it is affecting the customer, so then you identify the root cause and then you try to fix that bug. The problem is this is where you end up fixing some bug and it will end up giving up some other bug or multiple bugs in return, okay? To fix that bug you have added some new code, but unfortunately what is happening is it is actually giving several other issues in elsewhere, okay? Hence, to solve them again, you come book these new upcoming bugs and then you will end up again investigating and finding a solution to those new upcoming bugs, okay? So in this process you will also find or come across this word as band-aid fixes. And also, if you find a bug, you do a very quick fix so that you can find a solution as quick as possible, and it is not much hurting your customers who are unfortunately dealing with this bug. So you quickly find a quick solution. You know that this solution is not good for long run, but you find a very quick fix, and then later you take time to properly understand this bug and then solve this bug in a long term basis. Hence the reason, although this is not related to Linux, I am just trying to relate. And there is also a connection between the astrological aspects or spiritual aspects and then OS kernel, which this is not the video to talk about. Sometimes I do discuss about that when you work in kernel space, why some are not better, don't work in that, versus some can work in the deeper aspects of Linux kernel or any thing related to systems and stuff. Some are not equipped to do that, okay? There are reasons for that. Anyway, coming back to this, of course I'm not challenging an individual's willpower, determination and stuff. Again I'm saying some are having enough willpower because of so and so factors, they are ready to go as deep as possible, but not necessary everyone have that sort of mindset or even this willpower to go with such a depth. Hence I'm saying come back to this bug fix again. So what happens is you do this quick band-aid fix, and then later you find the proper reason, and then still keep the bug open and try to find what is causing this issue. So the other approach can be also that these are like minor bugs. You can do this way, that there is a bug and that it is not so severe and not affecting in a major way, but you try to find the root cause of this bug. It will take several days, several weeks, several months, okay, and you try to find the root cause of this bug, and you try to solve it slowly by changing the overall architecture of your code itself. Okay, that this bug is not so easy to solve. Okay, you end up doing some solution over here to solve this bug, but this is going to affect elsewhere in multiple parts of the code, and hence that this will solve this solution or patch is going to address this bug. But if you do that, there are many places it is going to affect your code in a drastic way. Hence you take your time and then slowly change the backend architecture of your whole module or the project or your stack of your code, and then slowly change the whole thing, so that automatically this bug will be no more applicable anymore. Okay, so this can be any sort of weird round of issues and various other stuff. Okay, so this is very common. I do even face in kernel space sometimes. Kernel space or user space, wherever it is, when you architect a huge solution, sometimes you get some inevitable bugs and inefficiencies in the whole code. So such inefficiencies, that it can be solved unless until you approach this whole thing in a new way, and you need to change completely the whole architecture of the stack. Okay, hence you will take time, and then you re-architect, redesign, and then possibly all these bugs will go away, and maybe you may get some more new bugs which are unknown. Okay, so same thing, same analogy happens in your life as well. Sometimes you may get into some issues, but the problem is the astrologer may suggest some quick fixes, and you end up doing it without knowing that why I am doing this. Okay, they may just tell that go to this temple, do this to this god, offer something to this god, and that will solve your problem. But the point is, it's not so important that you go there and do that. It's the most important thing is why you are going there and for what reason you are going there, and what is that it is going to do untying of your karmic past. Okay, that's what is more important. Hence if you are not aware, doing a quick remedy is same like you just went and the doctor prescribed a medicine, and he must have given you a very powerful antibiotic, and unfortunately doctor didn't have enough time to even diagnose it, and for a small issue he may be prescribing that the antibiotic, and it can be you may have an issue due to virus and he is giving an antibiotic medicine. Perhaps there could be another justification, because it is although viral, tomorrow it can infect, hence he is giving an antibiotic prescription. Okay, that could be the reason if you more analyze deeply. Hence he is giving this, although it is not caused by the bacteria. Okay, so same thing here, the remedies are like that. Okay, the remedies are sometimes are given in the similar way, and as an individual it is more important that you try to find the main. And one more thing here, before I close this session, I'm almost at the ending stage. See, one more important thing is sometimes I often see people that they will be either too deterministic, too ambitious at the wrong phases of their astrological this thing. Okay, their dashas or periods. Okay, I often see that they try doing something which is not the right time and stuff. Of course that will unfortunately negatively impact, hence that is also quite common, and in those cases, rather than doing a remedy, it is just understand that you can change your point of way or your thought process and things like that. That itself is going to solve most of the issues. You don't need to do some active remedies for that. Okay, so sometimes let's imagine a network stack is there. There is a bug in the network stack, it is dropping the packets. Okay, so instead of you marketing this network stack for 40 gig network or 100 gig network, because it's not able to process the packets at that high rate. Okay, the stack is working, but unfortunately it is not able to do that packet processing at that high rate. It can be a VPN, it can be some sort of packet processing engine you have written in kernel space or user space. It's not able to do that in that efficiency. So in such cases you can just market saying that this is suitable for 1 gig networks, this is suitable for possibly 10 gig networks, and if you bond some couple of 10 gig ethernet ports, then perhaps it can scale up to even 20 gig, but don't market it for 40 gig or 100 gig. And in this way you have not fixed any bug, you just downsized or downscaled your stack offering, saying that it is limited to this performance. Okay, same way here you are not doing any active remedy for an issue what you are facing. You are just changing your thought process, your lifestyle and your point of view. That itself is going to solve that problem. Hence it's almost the same to your astrological remedies are similar to software or coding bug fixes. So hope this video is insightful. If you are having any issues or if you want to discuss anything, feel free to discuss in YouTube comments. If you are finding it way too personal, you can post a mail or be in touch with me in LinkedIn. Okay, thanks a lot for joining me. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.